I did the hair and the makeup. I made sure I looked nice. I did everything clean and crispy.
So that's the trying part.
That's the trying part.
Yeah.
And then when I went a little bit more rogue, that's when it more resonated with people. And it was the resonating with people which really made me connect with my audience.
Yeah. Welcome to the Legacy Collective podcast. My name's Brendan from School Fun Run. Today I'm talking to Meg Richards about how being authentic and having a sense of humour can go a long way to help us get through life in a really positive and meaningful way. Thanks for joining us, Meg. Maybe we could just start by you explaining a bit about Kruz Creations, specifically what it is that you do and even more importantly, why you started it.
Yeah, well, Kruz Creations actually started as a creative photography business, essentially, right? And it was all just about starting off, I started in 2019, started shooting 2019, 2020. And then COVID.
So right at the start of COVID, I was going to say, what a time to start a business.
It was a COVID thing, right? And it wasn't essentially, and then COVID hit.
Yeah.
And then I was at home a lot, obviously, and I was still working full-time for someone else. But when I was at home a lot of the time, when COVID all happened and all the things, more so the end of 2020, I noticed Reels started coming in, because there was TikToks, and I was like, oh my God, have you seen this TikTok? Yeah. And I saw TikTok's this new thing, and it was all so exciting. And then Reels were kind of coming in more and more. They were there, but they weren't so much known about. So then when Reels come in, I was starting to create photography reels, essentially, how to style a photo, what props to use. But I always made them a little bit kind of funny and charismatic because I was I don't want to do this other boring stuff.
Is that in you? Is that just in your nature, or is that a struggle?
Naturally, it's weird because my dad was super duper funny, the class clown. So I've been passed down those genes.
You're so lucky because I reckon most content creators, the hardest bit would be making it super funny. Yeah, to be funny. But to be, and people go, you just got to be yourself. And that, again, that's just me. Naturally, I've always been a class clown, always made my friends laugh at school. Yeah. Primary school, high school, group friends, my partner, my family, they're always laughing at me. So I always naturally had this ability to make someone cackle. So I was like, okay, I want to make these reels in my own way. And then they weren't going anywhere. I was like, this is so lame. I don't want to point at screens, and I don't want to put text on screens. So then I remember I just shared this reel, and I was like, I'm going to share this reel. And it was me pretending to sing with a cup of coffee. And ended up hitting 12 million views. Wow, you must be a great singer or a great barista. I don't know. No, I was just drinking a coffee in my kitchen, miming the song, and it started going more views. More. I'm like, what is happening? I'm freaking out a little bit. So what was your following at that point? 400. So you had 400 followers and 12 million views. Yeah, on this one
and I started going up, and I was like 700 followers, 1,000 followers. And I was like, oh my goodness, what's happening? And back then, that was a big deal for a little time guy like me, just a little, and then this reel started getting more and more views, and I started getting followers. I'm like, people are following me. What do I do? I didn't expect this. I just wanted to be funny. Yeah, pressure's on. Exactly, pressure was on. I felt that, so I kept posting. It's your follow-up album that matters, right? Yeah, exactly. It's the years to come that's been the big thing, right? And this is back in, I think this is 2020, maybe 2021 actually, when I think about it, that it started going off, and then eventually, I think it took a few months, so then it was 5 million followers, 5 million views, 10 million views. But I think the highest as of today, I think is up to 14 million views. That's amazing. As of today, over those years. So to me, I was like, it's views, but do people like it? And obviously a lot of people liked it. Yeah. So I was like, I'm going to keep this going. I'm going to keep shooting. I'll keep sharing my photography work and my photos and all the things, but I'm going to keep this rolling. And I did try, and look, trust me, you can do 12 reels, 20 reels, and you could get 1,000 views. You get 5,000 views. And there's just going to be that one reel, that grab. People go, oh my God, I resonate with that. And they're going to like it and share it with their friends. And then they start getting millions of views as well. And so this started happening over the next, say, 12 months. And then next minute, I'm like, I've got 50,000 followers. And I'm still shooting, but I'm still making these crazy reels. So now my little photography business is intertwined with this fun, charismatic, comedic brand identity I've created for myself. I didn't do this on purpose either. That's the thing. I didn't really even try. Yeah. I just it just kind of worked. And then years
you actually stopped trying. You were trying, and then you were like, I'll just post this and see what happens.
I just stopped stop trying.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Because I was so over how hard it was getting with TikTok and coming out and Reels coming out, and I was just like, I'm just going to do this my own way.
Yeah.
You know, for a giggle.
Do you think that was half the battle, was being authentic? Like, do you think that's part of it or not?
Yeah, oh, definitely. I feel like people they take the word authentic differently sometimes. They go, I'm trying to be myself, it's not working. I'm like, well, I don't think you're trying. Like, that's the thing, you don't try. That's what works, is not trying. Because eventually, and if you were to go through all my reels and you can see where I started, if you go right back, I did the hair and the makeup, I did made sure I looked nice, I did everything clean and crispy. So
that's the trying part,
That's the trying part. Yeah. And then when I went a little bit more rogue, that's when it more resonated with people. And it was the resonating with people which really made me connect with my audience. Yeah. And replying to every single comment, every single DM. I'm telling you, like, I was deep engaged I'm still am to this day.
Yeah.
Deeply engaged with my audience for what I do, you know?
So obviously when people write to you, they're not writing about photography. If they're in America, it's not like, can we book a shoot, right? So what are they writing to you about? Like, what kinds of things do they say?
This is the thing that gets me up, right? They go, Meg, my mum has just passed away from cancer. Mm-hmm. I've just found your account. You've made my day. Mm-hmm. You've made me smile. Someone else could be like, I'm going through a divorce at the moment and I've just found your account and your reels made me laugh. You gave me purpose today. I cannot believe, like, I'm telling you, the love I get is outweighs. Yeah, don't get me wrong. There's hate in the world, 100%. You can't escape that. Sure. But it's the love that people are like, wow, I resonated with this. You're so good. And it's not so much I do it for thank you. You know what I mean? It's not like that. It's like people, especially from all over the world, are mainly messaging me or commenting on my content now to let me know how it's made them feel. And that's the best, the best, like, how can you beat that, you know? And so obviously I've found clients through my work as well. I've found clients through Reels. And essentially that's what I was doing. I was like, I'm going to build this brand up.
That was the original point, I'm guessing.
It was. Yeah. And it still works that because people hire me still to this day through just that page. I do have a separate photography staff, but through that page they find me and go, I want that vibe. I want you with my models. I want you with my brand because you're so well suited to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they get a view into what Kruz Creations is.
Exactly.
Because really it's you.
Exactly.
And this is me, right?
Yeah.
So it's a window into
exactly.
you.
There's no faking it. There's no you see what you get, but also like my clients and I hate even saying the word followers, but my supporters, they get all of me. Do you know what I mean? It's very personal. When I work with a client, they're VIP, small, big brand, doesn't matter, all VIP to me, you know?
Have you had a moment where the comedy side of what you do and the photography side have come together? Like, is there a memorable shoot that you can share where those things have sort of merged?
I don't think so. I think, if anything, I've done really, really fun shoots I've been able to share. Like, I did a shoot in fashion and we were shooting on a farm and I had a horse eating my hair at the same time as me shooting. Okay. And I remember sharing that, being like, I don't know who's going to be interested in the photography side of it now that it's gone to this level. People loved it, though, because they could see that I'm actually a professional photographer, but also I can bring in this coolness. Like, it was so funny. It was, like,
you're not taking it too seriously.
Oh, this horse literally eating my hair while I'm shooting. It was just great. But again, every shoot that I especially work with the people, they go, oh, you make me feel so comfortable. I'm so glad that we work together. And but yeah, there was that fine line between people wanting to work with me for the me sharing their stuff and them getting the views, so doing it to monetize themselves rather than use me as a professional. So there was that balance.
Like an added benefit for working with you.
Yes, exactly. But I know the difference now. Yeah. I know the difference between the genuine ones and the ones who just want to.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you just charge more for those ones? Like,
you could,
you'd still do the work, right?
It's
just a benefit. You can sell that.
That's exactly right. But I don't. Yeah. I don't. So yeah, wow. It's really cool.
And who, like you mentioned your dad being like the class clown, and you've obviously picked a bit of that up from him.
Definitely.
Is he a big influence in your life? Like,
he passed away when I was 12.
Did he?
Yeah, so he left me, my mum, my sisters. He passed away very, very suddenly.
Yeah.
So, which was obviously a struggle for us in our primary school, high school life, for my mum trying to raise us all. So it was pretty difficult times, and I struggled a lot myself with deep mental distress from that. But it is finding remembering that humour he had and then talking about it all the time and talking about my partner. Obviously never met him.
Yeah.
So, but getting that, he influenced me. I can, to this day, I just know that he just lives within me with that humour because you just can't escape something like that.
And do you think it's pretty Australian to deal with trauma through humour? Like, do you think, like, it's interesting to me that your dad was a funny guy.
Yeah.
But introduced this massive life event when you were 12 by passing away.
Yeah.
But then did the humour that he sort of instill in you help you get through the trauma?
Yes, I think so, because you remember the really funny things, especially being so young. I remember it like it was yesterday. Being so young, you do... you still do remember those really funny things, and they do help you get through. But in, like what you said, I think it is very Australian, especially for people to use that trauma to put it into comedy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, I know exactly what you mean.
100%. Yeah. And I find that it resonates with people because it's like, it's a soft way of putting how like mentally unstable you can be at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely helped. Like I remember a lot of things that just kept me going because of that humour, because of that smile, because of the laughter. And that's one thing that helps people, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you get to share it today, which is part of his legacy, which is beautiful.
I think so. I really do think so. I think so.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. And so do you have brothers and sisters?
Two sisters.
Two sisters. Yeah. So your mum was left to raise 3 girls?
Yeah, 3 girls. Yeah.
So what was life like for you after he'd passed away?
Pretty hard. It was pretty hard, more so my mum struggling, my mum being stressed constantly, anxious constantly, upset constantly. My older sister went a bit rogue. She just lost the plot. Understandably, she was 14. She's 2 years older than me. She was very close with my dad. She lost the plot. It caused a lot of stress.
And 14 is a difficult age to start with.
Oh, it is rough. Yeah. So she went downhill majorly. Yeah. Caused a lot of stress on my mum. My little sister she was 9. Yeah. She knew what was going on. She still remembers to this day, but the house for a long period of time was extraordinarily stressed. Like, we grew up in like this stressful, sad environment for years because of like trying to communicate with our mum as well, like emotions, and then all of us going hormonal at the same time, like close to, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
sure.
The household was very crazy, and we grew up in a very strict family. Like, both my parents are from the army. Like, we grew up in quite a strict household as well. But after he passed away, I remember times that were super duper duper hard, and mum financially trying to get through, but we never went without. Like, that's one thing I always say, we never went without. Yeah. So my mum, like, she's an idol in a way, because we never went without uniforms, good lunch boxes, school bags, even though she was on the bones of her ass for years. Eventually had to sell her house. She couldn't pay the mortgage on her own. To deal with us 3, like, she did pretty well. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And there was fighting, and we would scrap, and like, we were a bit feral, and like, it was, but yeah, at the same time, never went without a thing. But yeah, very stressful household for many, many years. I think that still lives in me a little bit. But yeah, eventually here we are today, and life's very different 20 years on, you know? Yeah.
Have you still got your mum now?
Yeah, best friends.
And does she understand what you do, because it's in the social digital world? Like, is she present with all that?
She's constantly begging me to make a reel with her. Please, come on.
Oh, really?
Yes.
She's a fan.
When are we making a reel together?
Yeah.
You kept saying it for years. When are you making a reel with me? I was like, oh, get there, Mum, don't worry.
That's hilarious.
She loves it. She's so proud of me. She's like, oh, this is my daughter. And I'm just like... Still the same mum, like, she's super duper proud.
She's probably responsible for half your followers. Just one at a time, got them recruited them for you.
I think she's a major recruit. Reshares my stuff on Facebook, or, you know, to her 50 friends on Facebook, bless her.
Oh, that's gold. Absolute gold.
Yeah.
So when you look back on your childhood, which is interesting, I didn't think the chat would go here, but this is just really fascinating for me, especially given our listeners are parents, right?
Yeah.
So you're the daughter, your father passes young, and your mum struggles through that. When you look back, what does all that mean to you? Like, as an adult now, do you look back and you just have a reverence for your mum because of what she did?
100%. At the time, all we saw was mum stressed and depressed. We couldn't really get a word out of her most of the time. You know, we always thought we were in trouble. Yeah. We always felt like saying that now as an adult, but man, she got through. And the shit, like, she got through, like, it. You really appreciate it now as an adult. I look back and, like, see, like, my nieces and nephews and stuff and how differently they're raised as well. But, like, hands down to my mum for getting by. Like, she didn't have to get by. If she could have let go, she could have, you know, fallen off the perch. But she hung in there for dear God, you know?
I always think it's amazing when you talk to people that had a difficult childhood for whatever reason.
Yeah, yeah.
And you think at the time it would be so easy from the parents' point of view to think that they're letting the kids down.
Yeah.
But one of the things that's been consistent in the chats that I've had in this room with parenting experts is your kids just need to feel that you've got their back.
Yeah.
Like, and nothing else is nearly as important as just I'm here for you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If you can tick that box, everything else is a bonus, not an essential.
Yeah.
And parents that are struggling in their own mind to deliver their kids what it is that they think they need.
Yeah.
As long as they're ticking that box, I think they're doing a great job.
Exactly. But with what they're dealing and whatever they're dealing with, if they can, you're exactly right, you know?
Because you look back now and it seems to me like you, now that you're an adult and you see what your mum went through from an adult's perspective, you've got all this empathy and respect for what she did, but at the time she might have felt like that was not enough.
Oh, she probably did. She definitely probably got mum guilt. It's like, you know, I'm not giving them enough emotional support. I'm not holding their hand enough. I'm not, you know, I'm not being there for them enough when they're upset with their things, you know, because she definitely did. It's like she definitely ticks the box of making sure we're fed, roof over our head, clothed. You know what I mean? She met all the essential needs, but the emotional needs side of it was obviously different, but she was only doing as best as she could with what she had at the time. And 100%, even me and my sisters appreciate that as adults. Like, all of us look back now and think, wow, like, holy moly.
I do think there's a real lesson in that. Like, if anyone was listening to this podcast and they're in a situation where life isn't right now as good as what they'd like it to be. You know, like Dory says in Finding Nemo, you just keep swimming and eventually you get to a better spot. And the legacy is still there.
Absolutely.
And your kids remember what you did for them.
They do, and you always will. 100%. You just do what you can for them and they will remember. And like today we're all happy grown adults, you know, with our own lives, and that's because of parents, you know.
Good on your mum.
Good on your mum.
Maybe she deserves that reel when you get around to it.
I think she does. She does. She definitely does. She'd love that too.
That's cool. Make sure you let us know when you make that.
I will.
And I'll share it so people know that happened. Because now you're going to get people. When are you going to make that?
Come on, make it with your mum. God, don't leave it hanging.
We'll start a campaign.
Absolutely.
Cool. So in your life now, you've obviously made a success for yourself as a social influencer. Is that, I don't know if that's the right word, but is that what you call yourself?
I would more so call myself, obviously a photographer, but a personal brand page to come for the lols, for the, you know, just, I'm not even, I mean, I get asked to influence stuff all the time.
Yeah.
And I've always wondered, how can I monetize this to work in my favour?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't even really call it, I wouldn't really even call myself an influencer because to me an influencer is all like, oh, buy this or get this or I use this and it works great. Or, do you know what I mean? Like that to me is an influencer.
I totally get what you mean,
Yeah. So I think more so my account is more so based on literally to come there for the lols. It's raw, it's unfiltered, it's for fun, it'll get you smiling, and then one smile passes on another smile, which passes on another smile. So it's all that flow-on effect as well. So really the account, I don't get paid to do my content. I don't get paid from anyone. I've done one paid partnership, which was with JBL Australia, the speaker company. I've done one paid partnership with them, which was so cool, good learning curve for me, but I just don't know I don't know where the account's going to be in a couple of years. I don't know whether it will be so more influency rather than just still being for fun and to help get a lot of reach to, firstly, mental health, like comedy and photography and creativity, kind of all in the one. Do you know what I mean?
There's a lot there.
Yeah, there is.
You're trying to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
Is it hard to like create content knowing that you're trying to do all of those things?
Yeah, I think when you try really hard and you do it for the views or you do it for the follows, then you're just not going to get anywhere. Like. So when I step back into that, I kind of go, I'm gonna do something that's fun for me and resonates with me, and it's going to be for the lols as well, you know what I mean?
So that's your strategy, is you do it for yourself.
Yeah.
And so then people just get to enjoy that if they like it.
Absolutely. And it's more so an outing for myself. It's like this burst of energy. I get this humor energy, and I get in a really good mood. I'm just like, I'm going to post this reel, and I just feel so good about it. It's like my outlet, you know? It's like such a cool outlet that we have available to us now.
Yeah.
That I have this
that is
platform.
A good point, because that just was not possible a few years ago.
Absolutely not. No.
Yeah. And back through as far back in time as you want to go. Like it's new. It's now.
Is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so what a blessing for you to be able to share that joy.
It's really, really cool. And obviously, share things that people can... I just want to be relatable. I want people to see that it's all not about the glitz and the glamour and the being all perfect and this and that. Like, you can do it, like, for yourself to feel good with it. It makes me feel good. Yeah. Other people being, like laughing. Like, just... It's so cool, you know?
Well, you have a great energy. I mean, it feels good just to be in a room with you.
Yeah,
so
cool. I love that.
I can totally see how it would translate to
it does.
Your
it really
digital
does.
world. Yeah,
it does.
That's amazing. Do you ever think... because you seem to me like if I'm going to use some Australian lingo, I will say happy-go-lucky, right? You seem like that sort of person.
Yeah.
Do you ever stop and think about the bigger impact of what you're doing, like the legacy side of it?
Yeah, I do. And my best friend reminds me of that all the time. She's just like, look how many people you are inspiring. Look how many, especially you got to remind yourself that too when you get the hate. When you get the hate comments, when you lose followers, when you lose...
What do people hate about making people smile?
Mainly people just judge your appearance, or you say you're cringe, or like go and lose a couple. You know what I mean? Yeah. More so like, oh, this chick's cringe, this chick's ick. You know, like that's the kind of stuff you get. Or like,
and what do you
unfollowing
say?
or
is it the sort of thing where you say to yourself, like, why don't they just follow another page? Like, you don't have to be here.
Yeah, no, it still blows my mind to this day. People are still doing it because I'm just like, you don't have to be here.
Yeah, you don't have to be here.
You don't have to follow.
Change the channel, right?
Exactly. You don't have to follow me. I can't believe you're taking the time and your energy out of your day to make me feel like crap.
Well,
like,
that tells you
obviously,
a lot about them.
you're feeling like crap
correct.
to judge my appearance, my character, like, you know what I mean? So
I know exactly what you mean. I mean, it's logical, right? It's not even a hard stretch to imagine that they're the ones having a bad day.
Absolutely.
What are you complaining about?
Exactly. So when you think about that, it really does remind you of like the good you're putting out into the world, and how when it reaches people that really need to see it, like it makes them feel good, and then it makes them laugh, and then they share it with their friend, and then they laugh with their friend. And I get messages all the time being like, I've just shared this with like all my friends, and thanks so much for the lols, like thanks for the laughs, because I get laughing, and I'm just like, oh my God, I'm making people laugh. This is so bizarre. And it still blows my mind, because I'm like, you're laughing at me and I'm just being a complete nut job most of the time, to be honest, and people love it,
Yeah, I looked at your socials obviously, and it was very different. Like I think you also have a formula that is, I know you just did it. Yeah. But, if a university student was to study it, I don't think other people are doing it in your, like, I haven't seen your method done. Yeah, okay. I'm not an avid social media follower, but it was very unique. I know what I've seen, and what I saw on your page was different to what I see on other people's pages. And it was very... refreshing and very easy to take in the content. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's, you're right. I suppose there is a little strategy behind it, because you want it to be clear, concise, relatable. You want it to be funny. Also want to share a bit of yourself, and share, like, give context to why you're also creating the content as well, You know what? I don't know if you ever thought about this, but I'd be keen to see what you think. When I was on your page, what it reminded me of was... like when I was a kid, Dad would get the newspaper. Oh, yeah. and you would go to the comic section. Yeah. And people would have their favourite comic strip, right? Yeah. And they would read it, and it was light entertainment. Yeah. Easy to understand. Yeah. Funny little joke. It would brighten your day, and then you would move on to something that you're up to. Yeah, right? yeah. So when I was on your page, what had occurred to me, it was almost like that comic strip in the newspaper. Yeah. Because it was really funny. Yeah. But really simple. A lot of it was just like one image, one joke, one thing, right? Yeah. And you just had a smile. Yeah. And then you move on. Yeah. So I almost feel like it's replacing that it's a digital version of that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever thought about it like that, but that's how it occurred to me.
It makes total sense though. Yeah. It does. It's somewhere you can just go for a quick what's funny today kind of thing.
I don't have to watch a Netflix special that goes for an hour. I can literally do this in 5 seconds in one frame.
That's right.
And move on.
Yeah.
And it's just clever.
Yeah.
So I think what you're doing is great.
Oh, cool. That's good. That's cool to hear that perspective of it though, to be honest. Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
And what would you say, I know you're saying you're not an influencer, but you are someone that's had success building like a following.
Yeah.
And there's so many kids now, like we obviously have a primary school market. And so many kids would be telling their parents they want to make a living out of social media.
Oh, a lot of people. So many young people.
What do you have any advice either for young people that want to get into that or for parents that are dealing with kids that's what they want to be when they grow up? Do you have any comments either way?
Yeah. I think when it comes to the kids, especially, and like my niece, she was young and she loves filming herself, and I was just like, oh, you can do this and do this. It's more so if you are younger, depending on like the age group, obviously, and how when the parents allow them to go online. It's again, I say this a lot, but it is being yourself, but it's also being authentically yourself too. So if you're like a bit weird and a bit kooky, just be a bit weird, be a bit kooky, because you want to attract what you put out at the same time. So, and do what feels right for you. Don't ever do anything that does not feel comfortable, because if you're doing it because it's trending or someone else is doing it, you don't have to do it. You just do what feels right for you, and you got to be comfortable. You got to be happy doing it. You got to do it for your own outlet. You got to do it for the lols. If it's not funny, do it for the information. Keep everything nice and short and sweet. Our attention span these days has gone shot because of quick dopamine boosts, So yeah, if I was to speak to a little kid and they want to go, I want to be like you, or I want to be social media, I'd just say, you be yourself. Like you straight up be so real with yourself and how far you want to go with it. And the world is your absolute oyster when it comes to it, and it doesn't always work for everyone. It doesn't mean, I try and be myself. It's not working. Well, you maybe try another way, another part of yourself. Do you know what I mean? There's always different parts of ourselves that we can expose to the digital world as well. If that makes sense. So, yeah.
And do you think it's a good career for kids to consider? What's been your experience?
Yeah, I think if you want to make money from it, depending on paid partnerships and paid ads and sponsors, I think that's a pretty cool way to go. I feel like we're not going backwards now. We're only going forwards with technology and digital marketing and video content, especially video. So I feel like if it's something that they eventually wanted to make money on, it's so possible. With anything, especially sponsors, and they could go pretty far with it nowadays. Again, we're not going backwards with this. We're just going to keep going forwards with social media. So,
and also technology.
Absolutely.
Almost in 1980s, you had to build your career over 30, 40 years because technology wasn't advancing so fast. So the acquired knowledge you had from grinding over decades was what people wanted to buy.
Yeah, exactly.
But nowadays, being old is kind of a disadvantage because the younger you are, the more, there's just so much change in technology that young kids that get born into it, they just pick it up first because it's just instinctive.
100%.
So they kind of have an advantage.
They do.
Over traditional ways of doing business in traditional fields.
Yeah.
So I think it is something that obviously, as you say, it's not going backwards, and it kind of plays to kids' favour.
It definitely does, especially I don't know what I think of. I'm a millennial, but when there's Gen Zs as well, Gen Zs obviously slaying. It's literally slay, it's the thing, and they're slaying in this field, and the younger kids as well. And I know mums that have their kids as little child influencers because of how it can work in their favour, and they're doing big shoots and they're influencing big brands and big products, So it can work in the favour of especially these young ones coming into it, because I don't even know where it's going to be in 5 years.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's changed so much.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. No one knows. So I think you utilise it as well as you can.
Yeah.
If you want your kids on socials, that's the thing. Is always the risks and rewards with it. So.
Do you ever think about kids on social media? There's always a chat about how long should they spend on there and what age should they access it?
Yeah.
Is that something you've ever put any thought into? And what's your opinion?
Again, I'm not a mum, right? But we can go somewhere completely different with this, but I did actually foster with my mum, my niece, for 18 months. So I had a child in my house for almost 2 years.
Good on you for doing that, by the way.
Yeah, that was very challenging.
I'm sure we got there. I'm absolutely certain it was, right?
Yeah.
But where would your niece be if it wasn't for people like you?
Oh yeah, and my mum, Nana,
absolutely.
So absolutely. So
we're going to get her a real.
We got to get her. We got to get Nana a real, right?
Sure.
We got to get Mum a real. Yeah. But with having her, understanding kids at that age as well, and okay, this might sound crazy. I might get completely blast for this, but when I didn't know how bad TikTok actually was, I let her go on TikTok, and she was 6. Okay, that's very young. Don't get me wrong. I had her when she was 5.5, 6. And she would like make them. She never posts them. She's not actually using my account and posting them. Her singing, and got my whole account banned on TikTok.
Oh really? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Scarlett. Yeah. So she I was like, what are you doing? You can't be posting what you're making. I'm letting you do this for fun. And she's like, but look, Auntie, and like she had a little hair that she cut herself. She had missing teeth, and she's posting these on my TikTok and got my whole account banned. Anyway, we got it back. That's TikTok. But I was like, oh yeah, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. Because I'm like, I can't deny her of what's coming in the future. I can't deny. And then the more and more talk come about it, and my partner Josh, very strict dad, very strict. Yeah. He's like, no more TikTok, no more YouTube. So then after speaking as well to like other people and other parents, are just like, oh no, I wouldn't. She's too young. I was like, what have I done? I don't know what I'm doing. What have I done? So I did ban her from TikTok eventually. Yeah. And then also we took her off YouTube Shorts as well. And then I did allow her to watch like YouTube fun videos, like actual kids stuff, what I could see what she was watching. And then I let her watch Reels with me. So, but as for like iPad time, I felt like she was a good kid, and I was pretty lucky with her because I'd be like, all right, off iPad now. And she'd get off, okay, Auntie, what are we going to do? We'll go play. Like, she was pretty good, I have to admit. She did have her iPad. She needed her iPad for school. Again, you can't deny them of what things because it's around.
Yeah, and it's the future.
Exactly. Yeah. And they're going to be able to access it when she wants to play on my phone. And, like, she loves Snapchat filters now to this day and just wants to go on Snapchat and do things, Yeah. So I think now, but when she does stay with me now, we had her for almost 4 weeks over Christmas. So she'll stay at my house. I have her, like, every holidays. And I think she now spends a little bit too much time on it, but that comes down to me and how much time I want to give her on it, So, yeah, it's a tricky one because I'm not a parent. I don't have multiple kids, but as having the experience with a young child in my house for so long and in and out still to this, she's 10 this year. Yeah. I think she probably spends too much time on it, but then I need to cut it back, because she gets a little bit addicted to it. Her dopamine boosts too quickly. She gets really bored otherwise off it. She's doing other things. I'm bored.
Yeah, but I reckon so many parents would deal with that.
Yeah.
Like in today's world.
Yeah.
Which is, kind of why I asked the question. And I appreciate your honesty. Getting back to you, what are you most proud of in your career / personal life, right?
Yeah.
When you look at it and you go, okay, I've got my creative photography, which is a skill that I've developed.
Yeah.
I've got my social following of people that I help with their mental health through humour, or however you want to phrase that, right?
Yeah.
I've got the fostering my niece. I've got all this stuff. I am who I am.
Yeah.
And my father died when I was young.
Yeah.
When you look back on the arc of your life, what would you say are like some of the things you're most proud of?
Oh, that's a tricky one.
I know, that's why I asked the question.
Exactly. I would be driving home later
You're
and be
in the hot seat, not me. Yeah.
I should have said this. That's what I'm proud of. I better email them to add it in. Now I forget. I think this might sound really corny, but I think I'm just genuinely proud of being a good human. Wow. Out of all the shit and the trauma I've had to deal with, even going back to abusive relationships I had when I was younger and horrible friendships and, the trauma of being such young and all the things, and again, struggling through a lot of my own like fertility issues as well, which is another topic. But I reckon definitely like being true to yourself, spreading a really high vibe when you have it, and genuinely being a good freaking person, because I feel like if you're a good person, you can never go wrong. You got to stay true to yourself. So it's like, out of all that, I'm so proud of myself that I've put myself and my body, my physical appearance, and all the crap on social. I've actually taken that step. I've done that, and I've put myself out there to millions of people. My account has reached the millions, the tens of millions. So, being proud of myself for taking that extra leap, being proud of myself for being a good partner, and actually probably making something of myself too. That we bought a house when we were 21 years old, Josh and I. We've been together for 14 years, and we're very young.
Yeah.
And buying a house too was probably the massive thing. I look back now at the market and being like, oh crap, it freaks me out.
Yeah.
So buying a house especially, and getting ourselves into a position where we're like, all right, these kids can come now. We want kids now.
Yeah.
But that's still not happening. So still being true to yourself, you got to deal with it. So I feel like the being proud of yourself thing changes a lot because it changes throughout your life as well and what you're proud of. So. Yeah.
Well, I don't think you'll think of a better answer than
Probably.
Coming through adversity and with a smile.
Yeah. That's a great
thing.
I think that's what it is when I think on the top of my head, Yeah.
No, well, good on you. I think that's a great answer.
Yeah.
I always think if this wasn't called the Legacy Collective, I would call it Die Happy. Yeah. Because I think the goal is to die happy, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you've found a spot in life where, yes, things happen.
Yeah.
But I'm a happy person.
Yeah.
And ultimately, that's the best thing you can be.
Exactly. Like if you can get to a good spot, and don't get me wrong, bad days. I have very, very bad days, and that's one thing to normalise. We have massive drops in like hormone, especially women and men. But like we fluctuate. Women, poor things. We have to deal with this, but also just getting to waking up sometimes and not wanting to get out of bed, and you're so depressed. You're so angry. Your stomach is turning. Why am I so anxious? You just can't pick out why. But then when you do, eventually, the good's coming. You have to remind yourself. And again, my best friend, thank bless her name's Tammy. She, every single day, she goes, but remember, this is only going to be a bad day. You're going to have a better day tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then I can then give that advice to my partner when he's having a bad day. Tomorrow's probably going to be better.
Yeah.
You're going to be really happy soon.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then
I know exactly
happy.
what I mean. That's why I always say, when people say to me, what's your best advice? I always refer to Dory from Finding Nemo, which we brought up before, right? Just keep swimming.
Absolutely.
Because I promise you, eventually, it may not be tomorrow.
Yeah.
It may be next week. It may be 3 years from now. I don't know. But what I do know is that things get better.
You'll be really happy, and you remind yourself of what you're proud of in yourself too.
And you know what else I've learnt about adversity is that today's the worst day, right?
Yeah.
But once we get through it, there will come a time when I look back and it's actually been a blessing that I didn't see at the time, because I would have learnt something, right?
100%.
And that will hold me in better stead for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And there's so many times in life that we look back at those really bad times, but we actually look at them from like our future us, look back and say, man, that was actually one of the best things that have happened to me.
Absolutely.
I just didn't know it at the time.
You just didn't know at the time because you're like FML, you're like, I can't believe this has happened. And you do look back and you go, wow, like and it actually drives you to do better sometimes as well, and to definitely.
So with Kruz Creations and obviously the unexpected, I'm going to say unexpected because I guess it was, the unexpected success of your socials, is there anything that you've done where you've really surprised yourself?
I think definitely surprised myself that you can learn from your mistakes.
Yeah.
My point. I've surprised myself that when you actually mess up or you do something that's not right, I've been like, oh my God, I can actually learn from this. I can study more. I can look into this more. I can watch this video. I can watch this. You know what I mean? So definitely learning. Surprised myself that I've posted some of the things that I've posted, being like, I can't believe I just posted that. But I'm like, outside the comfort zone. Yeah. So I've learned to step outside my comfort zone.
So I'm interested to know the difference between vulnerability and courage, right? I don't really know how to phrase the question, but I know that some people talk about like making themselves vulnerable. Yeah. But another way to say that would be to have enough courage to do something.
Yeah.
Right?
They would have to work hand in hand, wouldn't they?
You would think so. So when you do things, do you think I was really vulnerable today and I'm proud of that? Or do you think I was really courageous today and I'm proud of that? And this may be like a cup half full, half empty thing where it's the same thing, but it's a matter of perspective.
I think courageous.
But which one do you think courageous?
I think courageous, because I was just thinking about something. It made me realise. I made this reel the other week and it was about coming out of a 2-week depressive episode. It's done really, it actually did surprisingly well. And and I was wearing a crop top and I was getting changed and getting ready in the mirror, like getting ready with me, like some music. It was fun. But
singing into the coffee cup.
No, I wasn't doing that. See, I could do that again, but I don't think it would do as well. We can't do it twice.
Depends on the song.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I can't sing it because it's a bit of swearing in it. But and I was remember doing it. And I looking back at it, going, "Oh my god, I look so gross. Look at my side fat. Look at like my belly button. Look at I was watching it back, being like, oh, I don't know about this. And then again, I suppose that's quite vulnerable, looking at yourself like that, having a down moment, really not having the energy to actually create something, because the whole point of the reel was coming out of 2-week depressive episode, which was again real because I did just come out of a major long depressive episode. And I look back at it and I was like, you know what, I'm stronger than that. Like, are you kidding me? Just post it. Yeah. Just bloody post it. And then it took courage to then post it, because I wanted other people to see that your body isn't perfect as well. And without getting all into all that, and I'm not really all about like, positivity, and I'm not really about all that, but for people to see that side of me as well, to then I literally just posted it. I was like, I'm going to take the courage and I'm going to post this because I know this is fun. I know this is for the lols, and I know people will like seeing this. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it was vulnerable looking at myself that way, but then also courageous to post something like that. So they do. It is really like 50-50. Yeah. One of the best performing reels I've ever posted, mind you.
What's one of the best
performing reels.
Oh, yeah.
So it goes to show, like... Yeah.
People like that.
Yeah.
And I do think that you are more than just a funny place to go.
Yeah.
Like, I think that people, having met you now and spoken to you and understood, like, who you are a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think it's like you can really help people get through their day, and not just in a lighthearted comic strip kind of way.
Yeah.
In a much deeper way.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Exactly what you just said, right?
Yeah,
like overcoming your vulnerability with a touch of courage.
Yeah.
And then looking that actually that, like, I don't want to say that works because that's not what it's about, but that's inspiring.
Yeah,
like
I was going to say.
That's what the word is, right? Like, I've inspired people today.
Exactly. Yeah. And if someone can see that and go like, oh, she's keen, like she's game, maybe I can...
Yeah, I can do something in my life.
Maybe I can step out of my comfort zone a little bit, you know, and learn that about yourself. And again, like you said before, learning about things about yourself that you can actually do, and you do have more courage than you actually think you do. You know? Yeah,
well said.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Yeah.
And I think getting back to kids that would be listening and wanting to do something, I think there's something to that. Like, well, anyone really. I mean, it's a life thing, but what you're doing is inspiring people, and you're doing it through humour, and you're doing it through courage.
Yeah.
And in your case, the courage is to be vulnerable. Like you said, you're not trying to get made up and wear clothes and handbags and drive fast cars and do all that stuff. You're just saying, this is me.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's all I need to be happy.
Yeah.
And I'm happy.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing that resonates from you, is that you're happy. Like,
it makes
and I
you
know
happy.
what you're saying. Like, you're not happy all the time. I get that.
Course.
Like, I get that.
Yeah.
But that's your North Star.
Yeah.
And you are happy. Like, I can tell that you're a happy person.
Yeah.
And I think that's a very attractive quality. I'm not at all surprised why you have so many followers.
Oh, thank you. It's so nice to hear.
Oh, it's just the truth.
Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah. No, you're right. It is. You got to get to that happy place, eh?
Yeah.
You really. What's the point? What's the point of life without laughter and happiness and spreading good vibes, you know? Yeah.
I love it. So for people that know you, like your followers, what would you be doing if you weren't doing what you were doing now? Like, if you didn't become a photographer and you weren't doing the socials, did you have a backup plan?
Oh my God. Kind of 2 backup plans.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've been a bookkeeper for a very long time as well.
I would not have predicted this.
No one does. I can manage. I used to manage like multi-million-dollar construction companies and stuff, like their finance. And I wouldn't manage their spending, but I would manage their bookkeeping side of things, payroll, all the things.
Yeah, so, still not what I would have guessed.
No, and I mean, I was like, they say, like a freak in the sheets, like the spreadsheets. Like, I loved a good spreadsheet.
That's so funny.
I know. So I was a freak in the sheets for a long time. Loved me a good spreadsheet report. Loved the numbers and and was obsessed with money a little bit. And the other thing is actually I really, really wanted to be paramedic. So very different.
You look at me, 3 very different choices.
Photographer, bookkeeper, paramedic, but I think again it's my need to help people.
Yeah.
It's like this, and Josh always says, my partner always says, "Oh, you stop being the peacekeeper. You stop trying to fix everything." You know, I'm the family mediator between my sisters and my mum and my stepdad. I am the family mediator. I bring people together, and everyone has always said that about me. Like, oh, Meg's like, you know, good old Meg. Meg's been around. So I think that's again that need to help people, anyone on the street, even help anyone. So I think, and I'm really, really good with blood and all the grossness.
Good to know.
It intrigues me.
Yeah,
I remember again when I was younger reading books on like science, like the body and stuff. And like my dad, remember once, sliced his hand right open with the chain, all those old school like cutters. And sliced his thumb off. And I remember being like, "Oh, that's really cool," you know, like I was quite interested in it. And then again,
that was quite a day because first you were interested in that, and then after it was stitched up, you would have been, "How much did that cost?"
Yeah, probably.
So like, best day of my life, Dad.
Yeah. exactly right.
I was going to ask you another question, which is, what would your followers like? What's something your followers wouldn't know about you? But I feel like maybe it was that you were a bookkeeper and wanted to be a paramedic.
Probably those. They're probably big ones,
yeah, they're pretty... Well, the bookkeeping one really threw me for
it throws everybody because they go, like what? This like creative photographer who was like bookkeeping.
It's left brain, right brain situation.
Like absolutely like throthed it though. Like I loved the numbers. I loved reconciling. I was like, so satisfying. Like it gave me such a reward. You know, probably the reward system. That was what I liked the most. But yeah, I think they wouldn't probably know that about me. I think another couple of things. Randomly, I fractured my skull when I was a kid. I got a metal plate.
True.
In my skull, screwed in. Yeah, that's probably a little one I've got. That's a little fun fact.
How'd you do it?
Motorbike accident. Yeah.
That's worthy.
Almost sent my mum and dad to the grave.
Metal plate.
Yeah, it was very, very, it was horrendous. I was very messed up from that. Not now, obviously. I mean, as Josh laughs about it, goes, "Yeah, it didn't mess you up, right? Like your head injury when you were a kid, you know."
Does it go off in metal detectors?
No, it doesn't. Airport? Always been asked that my whole life. No, it's titanium, so it's
Oh, look at you.
Yes, I am titanium. That song by Sia. I'm like, I am titanium.
If anyone's getting swooped by magpies, let's make sure it's Meg.
You can swoop me. It's all good.
Fine.
Yeah. Pretty much. I wear contact lenses. Like these basic things, fun facts people wouldn't know about me. I don't really share. Blind as a bat without them.
Blind as a bat.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you today.
Thank you.
It's been really great getting to know you.
Yeah.
And we've touched on some pretty cool stuff, and I hope that people take a lot out of it.
I hope so.
I do know there's so many. Every kid not every kid. Most of the kids I talk to have some aspiration to make a living out of social media. It's just the trend these days. So I'm sure there will be parents out there and kids out there that get a lot out of this today.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope they hear it and they go, "Oh, okay, you know, it is possible. As comfortable as you want to be, just got to just support your child through it if that's what they, you know, as much as you can. You know, yeah. Cool.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thanks so much.
Thanks for listening to today's episode of the Legacy Collective podcast. Copyright by School Fun Run. Today's episode was brought to you by Funzy. You can find out more at funzy.com.au. And if you'd like to access other podcasts, we produce one called Chase the Fun. It's narrated by Chase the Cheetah, and it's made specifically for kids in primary school to help them develop characters to become the best human beings they can be. See you in the next episode.